Welcome back, Attack. I'm Skyline Shore, and today we're going to play some Crossfire. That's right. Nostalgia goggles full on. Let's go and jump back into this classic. Now, let's talk about what made this game good and very popular in the first place. One, and it's basically the only thing the game has going for it, is that it emulated Counter-Strike. It really took a lot of ideas, game modes, even some straight-up map ripoffs, and they took a lot of mechanics from Counter-Strike and they just made a free-to-play version, sort of. And, you know, it kind of works, actually. Except you are missing a huge amount of mechanics from Counter-Strike, okay? I just want to put that out there. Yes, it emulates a lot of Counter-Strike, but you aren't going to have the weapon purchasing system through the different rounds like Counter-Strike, and the system, the engine overall, is nowhere near as solid. However, it's good enough, apparently, for back then, so that it actually propelled itself into a competitive scene. And yeah, that scene is actually still going on, especially with ESL. Yeah, it's actually a pretty freaking popular game. But in saying that, even though it is a free-to-play game, it doesn't properly compete with CSGO, okay? So spend your $15, get CSGO. If you want to start a competitive FPS, or if you are already playing a Counter-Strike, don't switch over to this game. I don't care how popular it is, because it's actually not that popular. It's not CSGO popular, and it's still trying to emulate CSGO, but in a poor fashion. It's still not the real deal, okay? So if you're playing Counter-Strike or thinking of playing an FPS in this genre, just go get CSGO. Seriously, flat, that's it. However, if you're looking for maybe to joke around, be silly for a weekend, if you're not trying to be competitive, even though, yes, this game is competitive, it's really meant for people that have been playing the game. It's not meant to cater to new players. So, yeah, I guess spoiler alert, I don't know, first impressions, this game is shit, but I want to continue with the first impressions and explain everything why I don't like the game. But yeah, it's meant to keep people playing who have been playing. You know, they're kind of milking those whales and that competitive scene. So if you're looking for a new game, no, I think you should actually go and try out some of the newer FPSs, even if they aren't competitive. And if you are looking for a competitive FPS, either wait for like Overwatch, you know, that whole slew of games, the new Call of Duty, or go play CSGO, which has a huge history, has actually been consistently updated, and overall is just deeper mechanically, and just its engine is simply better. So, this game started out kind of like as an emulation kind of style game. It tried to sort of sit in the shadow of CSGO, and it forever will be in the shadow of CSGO because, one, it has not updated its engine like ever. In fact, if you jump into the game, the menus look like the same exact menus from back when the game launched. It's like 240p or some shit. It's some ugly ass designs. The textures are disgusting. That's 3D and in the menus. Now, if you can actually stumble through the menus somehow, through the servers and all the clickety-clack buttons and all the item shop pop-ups and shit, and you go into the channels and you finally find a game and you get into the game and you see the 3D environment, quickly you can notice that the game is just disgustingly ugly. Like, nothing has been done to improve the engine physically or graphically. It's just like the exact same game. Maybe now it kind of runs at 1080p. I don't know. It actually wouldn't let me change my resolution. So it's pretty bad, right? So it's really meant for people who have been playing the game, and you're going to see that through all of the interactions with the title, because the game does have an item shop that is pay to win. So they expect you to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hundreds of hours to actually accrue all these different items, and then there are still items that can only be bought with money, VIP items, and those absolutely it's pay to win. You get better gear, and you can kill people faster and better and more accurate, and yeah, so there is a pay-to-win element to the game. So really, the game, the whole title, everything about this game just sort of focuses on players who have been playing the game, and then keeping them there with these funny, crazy skins, the character models, stuff like that, and then adding new items. But really, the new items aren't anything different like when a MOBA gets a new character. You're not going to get anything like that. Basically, the game is just milking with different crazy cosmetics and thematic little things and pay-to-win items. You're not going to get anything crazy new or entirely fun. You're just going to get different reskins, and it's not like there's too many maps, honestly. Like, overall, the game just doesn't have too much content, I see. Like, for how long the game has been out, we look at other games, and this game just doesn't have the amount of content that those games have. I mean, just purely from a first impression, you know, if I come as a new player looking at this game as if it was a new game competing with other, you know, titles that are modern, it just doesn't hold up. I don't care if it is competitive, if there is ESL support for the game, you know, if it is popular in other regions. For me personally, I like the game feel of Blacklight Retribution, Hawken, Tribes Ascend, even if they aren't as popular, even if they don't have the competitive scene that this game has, just in terms of a first impression, in terms of pure fun of game feel, those modern games trump it tremendously. And then if we look at just CSGO, or just Counter-Strike in general, that whole franchise, you might as well just go spend $15, because if you want to be competitive in this game, you're going to be spending well over $15 to actually be competitive in this game. So even though some games claim to be free to play, and that's sort of their allure, but really this game, it kind of runs like poo-poo for me. It doesn't look that good. Aliasing issues, graphical issues, yeah, all that good stuff. It's meant for people with like shit PCs, with bad internet, and I don't know, who don't really have access to these other titles, maybe. Overall, I just really don't see a market for this. I can't believe it's still competitive. It's probably just got some niche following in other regions that I'm not aware of. So, yeah, I keep that in mind. Maybe this game could be fun for a weekend or so, but truly, any other game that's in this genre seems to be a little bit better. I mean, there's a game that I shit on a while ago called Counter-Strike Nexon Zombies. At least that is, like, it's in the shadow of Counter-Strike. Obviously, it's using, like, the engine and everything, but they do something creative with it. You know, it's like a little zombie mini-games, and you could do all these crazy little, like, fun matchmaking things that are totally different. There's even one called, like, Wolf Team Alpha or something like that, where you play as wolves. It's asymmetrical. One team is wolves, the other is humans. I don't know, there's some fun, silly B games that you can go play. There are some fun free-to-play games out there that are, you know, they have some unique ideas and concepts, but this game is literally like, let's take Counter-Strike and then let's remove all the cool mechanics of the item shop and buying things between rounds, and let's make people spend money on that. So then they you know, to win games, to actually compete, they have to spend money or play hundreds and millions of hours, I don't even know, to grind up to get this to this point. So I mean, a lot of games are like that. You know, World of Tanks, you got Hearthstone, even League of Legends to an extent, but because of the server, the public matchmaking, because you can just join in and drop in with new players, you really feel that pay to win. It's really dramatic. And straight up, like if somebody with a VIP item joins the game, it'll tell you that you now have buffs because you're playing against somebody with better items. So, just not cool, man. Not cool. So yeah, does it hold up? No, it doesn't hold up to modern day standards, and I'm honestly surprised that it is still going on competitively, and I'm surprised. No, what actually really surprises me the most is I can understand people who have become dedicated to the game, and so they want to continue playing. Okay, I understand that. There's a community, that's cool. But I cannot believe that this game, which has been going on for so long, and has such a community support, like obviously the community that plays this game really enjoys their community, enjoys the game, and I cannot believe that it has not been improved. I mean, look at Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 has had engine upgrades, has been consistently upgraded through the times, and now still competes with modern games. I still think it's going to actually compete with Overwatch, even though it's much older of a title. I mean, look at World of Warcraft, an old, aging, and some people would say dying MMO, but then through the clutches of death, they always improve the gameplay, add new content that's not just cosmetic, frivolous things, it's actual engine updates, graphical updates, and they give you true content. This game, which has basically as much support as those games, just hasn't done that. So for me, looking at its history, looking at where it's going, I don't think I can recommend it to new players, because I don't think there's really going to be much to offer in the future. And if you want to play a game temporarily, you know, just kind of for fun, there are so many other games that you can do that. Blacklight Retribution, Tribes Ascend, even Counter-Strike Nexon Zombies, which to me, I think is kind of a shitty game. It's still something that's unique and can be for fun for a weekend or two. Absolutely. So anyways, that was my opinion, my first impression on Crossfire. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Skylar Shore with Attack Gaming. Like and subscribe so you can stay notified of all these new gaming updates. And yeah, we are kind of going back, doing a little nostalgic thing on some older games, telling you how they're updated and how they compete with newer games, as you can see from this video. And if you like that, then stay tuned, and we'll see you again next time. Welcome back, Attack. Today, we're going to be talking about the top 10 free-to-play MMOs for this year, for 2015. And I think across all the genres for free-to-plays, we've seen so much innovation in MOBAs, in MMOs, in like card games. We've seen so many new things this past year, and hopefully, maybe, probably so, 2015 is going to be just as exciting. This is our